Briscoe this time in turn number 2. They're side by side.
They'll stay that way through the apex of turn number 2. Carpenter to the bottom, Briscoe to the high side. Briscoe by a nose in front. TK starts to pull up on that twosome just a little bit. They stay side by side through 3. Still side by side in 4.
Davey, Ed Carpenter's got the whip out. So does Ryan Briscoe, trying to get every ounce of horsepower they can out of the Honda V8s down the front straight. They nearly touch it, turn number 1.
Yeah, now they're pushing that button. I almost guarantee it. Both those guys are going to push that pass button. It's time to do it, Mike. We only got 8 laps left. They're side by side. Briscoe's trying to pull ahead, but not enough to pull down in front of Ed.
And here comes Tony Kanaan and Elio Castroneves trying to team up to make up ground off of turn number 4. Ed Carpenter's got the preferred line. He's on the low side by side with Briscoe across the line. A dead heat is 18 10,000ths, Mark Jane. That's all that separates them with 193 complete.
Briscoe usually gets a pretty good run off of 2 and noses in front, but he can't complete the pass. Carpenter is still strong to the bottom of the racetrack. As Davey said earlier, again, Carpenter is taking the short way around. He has the advantage in 4.
194 laps will be complete at the line. 6 laps remain. The fans begin to come to their feet here at Kentucky Speedway. Briscoe edges out in front, but it is still Carpenter that has the preferred line on the low side.
Some help's coming from Elio Castroneves, who cleared Tony Kanaan. Might he push Ryan Briscoe past Ed Carpenter? Now TK comes storming back to the bottom side, so he may help the other green car, Ed Carpenter. Right now, Briscoe noses in front as they slide out of 4.
Ed Carpenter on the low side once again. He will be side by side. A dead heat as Briscoe shown the leader by 8,000ths of a second. And Mark, here comes Elio Castroneves trying to help his teammate, but Carpenter is out in front, and Elio washes high.
Washes awfully high. TK clears him. Scott Dixon's going to clear him, and Dorio's going to beat and bang on him. Meanwhile, Carpenter with the advantage of the exit of 4.
Off of turn number 4, Ed Carpenter will complete 196 laps. Fan now is beginning to pump those fists. The thousands here on hand. Will they see a Hoosier win for the first time in his IndyCar Series career? Or will Ryan Briscoe take the victory mark? 196 are complete. They're in the middle of the back straight.
Briscoe's good off of 2. He's good off of 4. The straightaways seem to belong to Ed Carpenter along with 3 and 1. It's going to have to be timing for Ryan Briscoe. Again, he gets a good run off of 4.
197 laps are complete. Carpenter has 3 pushes left. And Briscoe, Davey, only has 1 push of the overtake button less with 2.5 laps remaining.
Wow, it's favoring Ed at this point right now. Briscoe's been using him, can't get by him, cannot clear him. They're side by side. I think now Ed's a little farther ahead of Briscoe going into turn 3 right now, Mike. We'll see who leads this lap, but I bet you it's going to be Ed, where Briscoe's been leading the past few. Ed's moving up. No, Briscoe again.
A near dead heat. Did Briscoe use his last push? He didn't, but Carpenter, yes. Briscoe is out of overtake pushes, Mark Janes. Carpenter has 2 left. They're in the back straight.
In front by a wheel at the midway point of the back straightaway. Briscoe comes storming back. They almost touch at the setup of turn number 3. Ed Carpenter to the bottom. Briscoe to the high side in 4.
Carpenter and Briscoe will race to the white line. This is the final lap of the Meyer Indy 300. Carpenter on the low side. Briscoe on the high side. Mark Janes in turn 1 for the final time.
Ed's going to need to pedal hard to beat him off of turn number 4. Castroneves and Kanaan are side by side by them. Mike, it's been a while since we've said it. Get the cameras out for a photo finish. They're setting up for turn 4 for the final time.
Ed Carpenter has 1 more overtake push left off of turn number 4. They'll move to the high side. Here comes Carpenter side by side with Briscoe. Briscoe got him. Briscoe by a nose at the line will win it by 16,000ths of a second in an incredible finish as Ryan Briscoe will get Ed Carpenter at the line. Mark Janes, an unbelievable finish. Well, it leaves me and the crowd gasping for air here at Kentucky Speedway.
Oh, my